Hello, good evening. I'm Kym Zest, and this here is Pigeon. Will is behind the computer running the show. Welcome to Pajama Yin Yoga. For the two of you who are tuned in, I will share that I am absolutely exhausted. I am so tired. I'm going to try very hard not to fall asleep on you during our yin practice. I ran 46 miles this week. Just might be a new personal record. And I'm very tired, but not as tired as my friend and client Glenn, who completed his adventure of bike packing and a little bit of hiking of the last, let's see here, in less than 48 hours. He covered 134.5 miles to visit all of the parks in Minneapolis, which is 182 parks. So, yay! And this yin practice is all about giving us a time to come down from all our endeavors and all our ambitions, whether they're the small ones throughout the day of doing dishes and chores and living and stress, or our big athletic adventures and goals. So hopefully this all gives us all a chance to unwind and reset and get a good night's sleep. So if you joined early and are foam rolling, feel free to continue to do so throughout the intro. You might also use this time to finish setting up. I will not be playing any music on my end, but hopefully you're welcome to on yours. Can be helpful with some of the creaking floors on my end of the camera. And then I'm a big fan of having lots of props, so soft, flexible props such as yoga mats. I'm a fan of having blankets, and then thicker, soft props such as pillows, and then stiffer props. I've got the yoga blocks and the foam roller. Books and Tupperware can work, and then all sorts of other things are great options. So other kinds of exercise equipment, balls, bands, even just other kinds of furniture, chairs, footstools, walls, door frames, you name it. So just having whatever you want around you so that you don't have to run off into another room. Tonight we will begin with a short movement flow followed by a seated meditation. Tonight we'll do 3 yin poses before a final relaxation. You're always welcome to substitute a posture, an exercise, a meditation, and there's always transition time between yin poses for movement or stillness of your choice. I love that I offer this, but on your end of the camera, you can make this whatever you want. It's one of the nice things about doing this on YouTube is you are so free to use this time however it best serves you. And then the other thing is that it's free. Doing this on YouTube allows it to be free and accessible for a lot of people. But for this to be sustainable on our end, it means active support from people who know and want it to continue. And I know there's only 2 on the other end. We really need to generate some more viewership, and that just requires effort on all of our parts, and I'll talk about that at the end. So once we get started, there's no right position or correct alignment of any traditional poses because there's no force applied and no progression goal. I will demonstrate different positions, different options for you to feel lines of fascial tension, that connective tissue in your body as opposed to muscular tension. I'll start with something simple and then add more props and more variations. While I demonstrate, that's your time to really explore and try all of those different options, even if you've done it before. Once I'm done demonstrating, I'll return to a seated position to watch the time for 2 to 3 minutes. The position that you choose to stay in for that time should feel safe to release all muscular effort and tension and holding so that you can experience quiet sensations. This is a practice of patience, stillness, and subtlety. Let's begin. We're going to begin with our movement flow. I'm just going to move some stuff out of the way. We're gonna lie on our backs. Lying on our backs, legs straight, arms on the ground. I'm going to take one leg and bend the knee. Lift the foot off the ground, bringing the knee towards the chest. And then let the leg move out to the side. It's only as far as you can go while keeping your hips anchored, your torso comfortably relaxed on the ground without sort of it carrying and twisting your torso or your pelvis. And then I'm just going to slowly bring that leg to straight again. Doing a couple more of those, bending the knee, bringing the knee towards the chest, letting the knee go out to the side, and then gently coming to straight. Do one more. And I will do one more, but if you are moving faster or slower, you're always welcome to adjust how much you're doing. And then we're just going to do the same motion, but reverse direction. So I'm going to go out to the side first, bring the knee up towards my chest, and back down. And you can make this slower or faster, doing these hip circles with your knee. And now I'm going to do a similar thing, but with a straight leg. So I'm going to take the same leg and lift it up straight. And as far as comfortable for you, and if you need to have a slight bend in the knee, but mostly straight leg. And then out to the side. It's got more leverage as it goes out to the side, so you have to use more core strength and engagement to keep your hips down and as level as possible. Making that big circle. I'm just doing 3 total, but don't worry if you're doing a little bit more or less. Big circle. And I'm switching directions. Same movement, different direction. I think I've got one more. Let that leg hang on the floor. Shake it out. Then we're going to do same thing, other leg. I need to turn around because of my bookshelf. You can probably just stay right where you are. So other leg, starting with both legs straight, taking the other leg and bending the knee, foot on the ground, and then bringing the knee up towards the chest. Out towards the side, making that big hip circle. 2 more, nice and slow enough that you can really feel the end range, the core engagement, the end range out to the side. And it's just as exploring the biggest circle that you can do, other direction. The biggest circle that you can do using your muscles to control the movement. So this is our gentle flow before our yin practice. Right now, active mobility as opposed to the yin, which is passive. Now with a straight leg, so we'll start with both legs just resting on the ground. Take the leg, bring it up. Just experiment with whether you need a little bend, as straight as it feels comfortable for you, as high up as you are capable of. And then opening up to the side, keeping the core engaged and the pelvis down. switch directions. And then shaking that out. Oh. Now, one more movement flow before our seated meditation. So lying on your back, knees bent, feet on the ground, arms at your side to begin with. I'm going to pick my feet up off the floor, bring my knees in towards my chest, nod my chin towards my chest, lifting my head, rounding my spine. Then I'm going to hold on to my shins and pull in tight. Then I'm going to let go of my shins and try to use my abs to keep my legs as close to me as I can. With pointed toes, straighten the legs as far as will go for you. And then flex the ankles, bringing the toes towards your nose. And then gently returning everything back to the ground. Option for a breath flow. Inhaling here. Exhaling, curling into a ball. Inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, flex the feet. Inhale, return to the ground. Rest. Exhale, tighten, compress. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw the toes. Inhale, rest. Continue at your own pace, with your own breath. I'm going to do one more. You can be done. You can do another. We'll be getting ready for our meditation. Our seated meditation, I want to sit in a position that is minimally physically distracting. So a chair is an excellent option, just as long as you can sit with a nice upright spine and feet firmly on the floor. If you're choosing to sit on the floor, you can sit with the legs extended, with the legs crossed, with the legs folded. Whatever you choose to do, sitting propped up, sometimes maybe on a little footstool or one of your available props. I'm just going to grab a block. Hi, pigeon. And then any other props that are going to help you feel more comfortable and supported. Depends on how you're seated, but having more padding between you and the floor, or you and different body parts, or just supporting you so that there's less stretch or strain. And then as you get settled into a comfortable position, you can have palms down, up, clasped in your lap, as much as you might want to pet your pet. Now is maybe not the best time for that. Different kind of practice. Eyes closed, or a soft, steady gaze on the floor in front of you. As you settle into stillness, allow this to be a time that needs no response. That you might observe the things pulling at your attention without need to respond to them physically or mentally. Allow your attention to continually return to your breath. Watching your breath, observing other distractions, and then returning to your breath. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Feel your active breath move your body, move your abdomen, move your ribs, move your sternum and your collarbones, move your back. Nod your chin towards your chest. And then just gently reintroduce movement, whatever is calling to you. Could be fingers and toes, could be moving your legs, could be rolling neck, shoulders. Working through your torso. Reintroducing movement to your pet. We are going to get ready for our first yin posture, which in my case means moving pigeon. Pigeon, I gave you your very own prop. We're going to see if it takes this week. Or Pigeon will demonstrate her own stretches. This thing has no muscle tension. There we go. Okay, so for our first yin posture, now we're moving into complete passive postures. Once you're done setting up, no effort. So lying on your back, we're going to start by moving the upper body. So I'm going to shimmy my shoulders over. And I'm going to shimmy the shoulders over so that I'm going to feel a little bit of tension on the side of my body, sort of hips to ribs, getting a little longer on this side. But I'm going to keep my shoulders flat on the ground. And then I'm going to introduce the other arm. So I might just bend the arm. I might reach the arm. I might play with combinations of different angles in the shoulder and the elbow. Feeling that line of connective tissue extend from hip, rib, up into sort of the armpit area of the shoulder. Might play with the angle of my head. And then if I've got my right arm up, right ribs and side of the body extended, I'm going to walk my legs to the left, sort of getting that line extending down the right hip towards the right knee. Now, because we started with the shoulder, you might not be able to move the legs very much, and that's okay. You might leave them parallel, or you might cross either side, right over left, left over right. But we're just looking for a long line of connective tissue all the way along on the right side of your body, starting in the middle, moving up towards the arm and hand, and then down towards the knee and ankle. So various propping. You might, if the arm wants to keep floating off the ground, you might put propping underneath the arm. You might need just padding underneath the head. You might need propping underneath the knees in various ways. I often choose to set myself up so that my ankles are sort of being held in place by a piece of furniture. Just makes me feel more secure, easier for me to really release the muscular effort. And the muscular effort might be sort of protecting you from going too far, although in this position, in many cases, you might find yourself using muscular effort to sort of push yourself into a stretch. Keep in mind, as you fiddle around with your options or kind of get settled, that you don't need to search for a super deep stretch, because you'll be here for much longer than most stretches are usually held. A very subtle, almost not there stretch is often plenty, because with the time, that stretch and sensation will change, and making sure that you start with it being very gentle gives room for unplanned sensations to unfold. Let your body just allow it to do what it needs to do in terms of what sensations sort of show up. So hopefully you're all set, got your props arranged. Now allowing yourself to completely melt into the floor. With each breath, mentally sinking deeper into your body, getting lost in the ever-shifting, changing sensations, scanning for where else you might be able to let go a little bit more. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Use these breaths to help you gently come out, head, arm, feet. And you might choose to simply lie in stillness and observe the effects of the posture. You might choose more active counter movement, any counter movement. You might choose to stand up or just a gentle movement of your choice. And when you're ready, setting up your other side. So from your back, starting with the shoulders. My props are in my way. Starting with the shoulders. And then feeling that space, add the arm. Playing with elbow and shoulder angles. And then adding the legs. Making adjustments and propping the arm, adjusting wherever you want that to be, giving props so that you don't need to use muscular effort to force it in, or if it's just sort of hanging out in space that doesn't feel unstable, giving it that support. Same with the legs. melting into the floor. Each breath taking you further into a relaxation of your body. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath, using your breaths to help you feel where you have landed. And then using your breaths to help you come out and take the transition you need. Active transition, or simply lying in a neutral place. I think Pigeon would prefer if I would stop moving entirely so that she could snuggle appropriately. So, when you're ready, our next yin posture is going to be for the back side of your body. So primarily sort of glutes through along the spine, back of the neck, into the brow. And then depending on how you choose to set up, below the hips might be inner thighs, might be quads, might be more of the ankles, just depends on how you prop and what variations you choose. Without any additional props, simply in a kneeling position, keeping my hips as far back towards my heels as works for you, and then allowing your body to come forward. Two basic options is to have arms back or arms forward. And then, of course, any variations of that work for you. And then another option is knees together or knees wide. Pigeon, I'm so sorry. So, how about right here? So knees together or knees wide. And then you might choose to prop higher up underneath the shins so the ankles have less pressure. You might choose to put various thickness of props behind the knees to sort of lessen the angle. I could certainly go more. You might prop between the thighs and the belly. You might prop the forehead. And then you can prop the arms depending on where you put your arms, propping your arms in different positions. So variations and depends on what you have available to you. set yourself up to feel very gentle, soft lines of stretch in the back of your body, allowing yourself to be curled up but without any effort. Letting gravity and your breath do all of the work. Everything else at ease. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. And then using this breath to help you come out. Again, any transition that calls to you could be something passive, could be more active. So for our last yin pose, I'm going to get back on my back. Pigeon, you do not like your... There we go. So on your back, we're going to do a twist, and you can cross ankle over knee, very open cross, or a tighter cross. In either of these options, we're going to have you can have a very deep twist where you bring your knees up towards your chest before twisting over towards the side. No, try not to. Very deep twist, keeping my shoulders, sort of my chest towards the ceiling, and having my hips roll onto their side. And then I can choose variations on the upper body, but big torso twist. Or
I can choose to sort of lay my legs down away from me, less torso twist, but more intense on the hips and lower legs. And certainly options in between, moving directly to the side without bringing my legs up towards me or pushing them away, just going straight to the side. Whichever you choose, it should feel fairly comfortable and safe. It should feel long lines of stretch and not single points. Place your hands and head wherever it feels right for you. And then, of course, propping. I did not show any propping options because there's so many leg options. But whether you prop right underneath the thighs, both legs, one leg, ankles, hips, underneath the hip, underneath the shoulder, wherever you need. Breathing into the places of resistance. Allowing space to open. If you find tension creeping back in, or your mind wandering, come back to your breath. Let your mind sink into your body. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. Feeling your breath affect the sensation in this place. And then using your breath to help you gently unwind and come out. Taking any movement or stillness that calls to you. When you're ready, setting up the other side. So this hip might need something different. Do not rush to do what you did on the first side. Go through all the options again, even just briefly. See where it's sticky. See where you find the spot where you're like, oh no, oh that's tight, right? Then you found where you might want to stay. So ankle over knee or closer, and then you've got further away from your body, from your torso, from your head, or closer towards you. And there are always variations that I haven't even demonstrated. I just give you a general guidelines to get you started and exploring, to get you generally moving in one potential direction. But both the variations and the propping there are far more, many variations than I could possibly demonstrate. Having run through a variety of options for the cross, for the bend, for the twist, for the upper body, getting yourself set up with your props. And then just settling into that stillness. Gently lengthen and deepen your breath. When you're ready, coming out. And our next thing will be our relaxation, and if that is your favorite part, you can just get there sooner. But if you're itching to do another posture or movement, something else you need to feel ready, go ahead and do that. It could be a particular exercise really hits the spot, or a little tiny bit of some physical therapy exercise that you know will help you, that you maybe don't do enough on your own. For relaxation, when you're there, when you're ready to get that set up, something underneath the head, perhaps something underneath the knees. You might curl up underneath a blanket. It's pretty warm in this apartment, but if that'll feel better for you, maybe something covering the eyes. Allowing yourself to settle in. Letting your body be at ease. Let your mind find ease in watching your breath flow in and out as if it were a wave. Gently lengthening and deepening your breath, using that breath to gently wake up your movement, spreading fingers and toes, squeezing them in tight, rolling wrists and ankles, stretching out long, bringing your palms together and rubbing them together, placing your palms over your eyes, using your fingers to massage your scalp, your brow, temples, your sinuses, jawline, earlobes, back of the ears, behind the neck, and then eventually curling into a ball, rolling onto your side, using your arms to help you sit up. We'll conclude with 3 breaths together. Together, inhaling through the nose and exhaling audibly out the mouth. Together, in through the nose. In through the nose. One more. Thank you to the 2 of you who are here this evening. It's always nice to get a hello in the chat and the live stream. And then we can only keep this going. We need some more people. I don't know if it's just because it's a holiday weekend where everyone is. Maybe people watch it on replay. If you're watching this on replay, thank you. We need support to do this, and sometimes it's just gratitude. So communicate. You can message me on Facebook or on Instagram. You can email me, Kym@zested.net. Just letting me know that you are there, that you watch it, that you appreciate it. If you need some ideas, you can always let me know, maybe like your favorite prop or your favorite pigeon moment. But just letting me know that people are appreciating this is really wonderful. So that's one option. Another option is to donate. You don't have to be watching it live to donate. So even if you're watching this on replay, sending a donation to paypal.me/zested, even just $5, buy us a coffee, buy us a beer. And then lastly, you can become a sustaining member on Patreon. It's patreon.com/zested. And for $10 a month, you keep this going for everyone, and members also get special videos. And then next week, we were going to be out of town. We were going to be in the Red River Gorge on a climbing trip, and Patreon members were going to get a member-only special, on location, beautiful scenery, outdoor Yin Yoga video. COVID vaccinations and the weather are interfering with our travel plans. Not entirely sure what's going on with next week. We'll probably be here just as usual. We'll keep you posted. So, but Patreon members get some extra stuff. So that's the bottom line. Whatever you do, it's just really great to know that this is worth continuing. So let us know. And then Pigeon just... In closing, I will share that while Pigeon walked away this evening, while you didn't see her, I could hear her very faintly licking the butter off the cast iron pan in the kitchen. So that's what this fur nugget was doing during some of Yin. Hopefully we'll all sleep better. You can hug your loved ones, whether they're furry or not, and have a peaceful night.